Hello and welcome. In our series of Mahapatras poem, we always discuss on things which gives you information and also in small ways transform you. We have problems in our lives. Who doesn't have? Problems in office, problems at home, problems in our social place, and many other things that can be classified as problems. How do we solve these problems? Problem solving is a chapter by itself in many management courses. They give what are the solutions, what are the options, what is the optimal, so on and so. These are based on experience. Sometimes these are based on knowledge. Sometimes we make a combination of both these. But as we see problem solving, the mind invariably goes back to our epics, which are the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Puranas, the Bhagavad Gita, etc., where many such instances of problem solving in an anecdotal and format that is understandable has been given. All these are not simple stories. Many times these have been refined over thousands of years. Our epics are between 3,000 to 5,000 year old. So I thought, why not bring you one problem and what, based on our epics, have been the prescribed solutions of it. We always face problematic people who are unreasonable, who are insubordinating, who are giving you pain. In people management, do we go to the roots and understand why they are behaving like this? This is the root cause analysis. And whether there is any past precedence that this is the way in which it needs to be resolved. I have three examples before you today. The first one is from Mahabharata, second one is from Bhagavat or Krishna Leela, and the third one from Mahabharata again. The first one is from Mahabharata, where we know that Dhritarashtra was behaving very unreasonably. He was very silent when Draupadi was being insulted in an open meeting. He was indecisive while speaking against his own sons. But like many other management situations, we must see where Dhritarashtra was coming from. Dhritarashtra was a very, very learned prince. He mastered martial act like nobody else. He went to good school. He had good friends. But he was deprived of the throne simply because he was born blind, which was not a fault of his. And as he grew up, and he had children, his children were always thought to be inferior, were always thought and looked upon as somebody who are not good for anything. So this unfair treatment, when we lose a sense of fairness in us as managers, many times this leads to the rebellious behavior in our people. Many times it causes discontent and it creates further problem. The second problem is from Bhagavat. We have all known the episode called Kaliya Dalan, or where the serpent Kaliya was killed by Lord Krishna. Now, what is the story behind it? Kaliya was a serpent who was living in Yamuna, who was spreading a lot of venom and was also at the same time scaring people. So Krishna went there. He found that Kaliya had a big fang. Krishna danced over the fang while holding the tail, and ultimately Kaliya was demolished. Now what is the story? First thing is that Kaliya chose that particular place called Vrindavan because the lord of the serpents, which is Garuda, was cursed never to come to Vrindavan because he was supposed to meet his end if he comes to Vrindavan. So this Kaliya, who was a serpent, and please always think, in our culture, these are all symbolic things. A serpent is somebody who is evil. We call somebody a lizard, somebody a crocodile, somebody a bird. Panchi jaisa ho raha hai. So all these things are symbolic of people. So he was in a place where he was sure that his controller will not. Second was, he was so comfortable that he was still. As you know, a serpent can never show its fang. And it was moving. It has to come to stand still. So lack of movement, lack of activity. And he was in a comfort zone. He had people around it to spread the venom. So he was getting way ahead of his game. And this is also a management lesson, that if you allow a subordinate outside of control, if you allow somebody to remain still without activity, if you also allow that there are a few gullible people over which this kind of criminals can rule, or this kind of people who are troublemakers can rule, no doubt there will be insubordination. Third example again from Mahabharata. As you know, Pandavas were on exile, and last year of their 13-year exile was to be spent incognito. So they were staying with a king called Birata. And Birata has a brother-in-law called Kichak. Birata was very unreasonable in his behavior, so was Kichak. Which Kichak was the one who ultimately got killed by Bhima after he had a ill treatment towards Draupadi. Now, why it happened? Because Birata was completely dependent on Kichak for protection, for getting his wealth to run his kingdom. So this is another reason that when there is a bad relationship between a leader and a subordinate, leader and a follower, there is no balance, one is critically dependent on the other, then insubordination will happen. The balance being lost, there will be no place where the subject and others can look at, and this can create a lot of problem. So in sum, we must be fair, we must keep a strong control, we must move people, and there should be a balanced relationship, no undue dependence. If we want to create an atmosphere in corporate life which is devoid of subordination, which doesn't have any kind of atmosphere in which somebody is declaring a rebellious behavior against the leadership. Thank you very much. I hope this has been very interesting to you.